Welcome to Queering Media. I'm going to discuss lesbian death syndrome and the misrepresentation of trans feminine bodies on screen. First, what is lesbian death syndrome? Glad you asked. Lesbian death syndrome is the disgusting phenomenon of modern television shows murdering off queer characters, and especially queer characters that are queer-coded as women. It ranges from the murder of Denise on The Walking Dead to the violent murder of Jose on Orange is the New Black, which was also racially coded, and the murder of Lexi on The 100. These deaths may seem random and unrelated, and a lot of people may think, oh, like characters die all the time, it's not a big deal. However, when the characters are queer, and this is the only representation young queer women can have on screen, it sets up this belief that our bodies are only good when they're dead. And this is really unhealthy for young queer people to see, and it's also this lack of happiness and this lack of developing queer characters that are more than just their sexuality. And in Lexi's case, she was murdered because she was queer. Like, she had just consummated her relationship with her girlfriend and then was murdered the next day. That kind of violence is really harmful for the minds of queer people. In television and film, there is a lot of misrepresentation of trans feminine bodies and voices. Their stories have been co-opted by cisgender men who are getting paid to portray their daily lives. That is violent. The idea that a person with privilege can just masquerade as a person who is and walk in the body of a person who is oppressed on a daily basis is disgusting. In roles such as Jeffrey Tambor in Transparent, to Eddie Reme in The Danish Girl, to the disgusting, obnoxious, horrible person that is Jared Leto in Dallas Buyers Club. These roles may seem small and harmless. It may seem like, oh, it's okay that a cis man is playing a trans woman. It's not. It furthers the belief that trans women are just men playing dress up. It furthers the belief that a man in a dress is a trans woman. That's not true. That is violent. It is misgendering trans bodies, and it's also taking roles and money away from trans women who are murdered on a higher rate than any other group of the LGBTQ community, especially trans women of color. And when you have a group that is facing violence on an everyday basis, there needs to be accurate portrayal of them in media. That can break down barriers, it can create dialogue and healthy conversations about what it is to be a trans woman in America and abroad. But enough talk about sad things, let's transition into happy media topics. It's vital that we support the work in creative media licensed by trans women, where we have roles that are for trans women, by trans women, and where trans women are receiving the benefits of their labor. We need to, as a community, support this work because it is not okay that that roles for trans women are still being given to cis men. It is not okay that queer women are still being murdered on screen. And if we want as a collective community to change the narrative that we're being fed, we need to go and create our own narratives and support narratives that are challenging the system. Supporting narratives that are challenging the system looks like streaming Tangerine, a movie about two sex workers in LA just having a wild and awful day, but getting together because of each other in their community. Or streaming Boy Meets Girl on Netflix, which is a rom-com set in Kentucky starring a trans woman who just happens to fall in love with a straight girl. Or you can go on YouTube and stream two really cool web series such as Her Story, a show about lesbian and trans women finding love and dating in all the intersections that they hold, such as their race, class, ability status. Or watching The Gay and Wondrous Life of Caleb Gallio, which is a YouTube series that has a diverse cast, trans and queer characters. You can also make your own. Get a camera, make your own content, because if Hollywood isn't going to be the representation that we need it to be, we can be our own representation. And that is cool. Go out and create your own content. Be the representation that you need from the world. Create your own media and be great, be cool, be gay.